Hello, this is Laurie Robb, and I'm going to show you how to use poetry for students to find literary criticism of a poem. This is an excellent resource if your poem is listed. I cannot guarantee that all of you will be able to find your poems in this resource. So the link is here for Poetry for Students. I'm also going to put a box at the bottom of this page after I complete this video. The link opens us to Poetry for Students, which is actually a series of print books that we own at RCCC. But since we don't know which volume to check, we should probably just use the search box at the top. I'm going to search for a poem called Democracy. I'm also going to include the author's name. The search box actually searches through many different series of books. So without the author's name, I would probably get a lot of political science books for a title such as Democracy. Luckily, at the top, I see Poetry for Students, Democracy, and I can see here Langston Hughes' name. And this is probably my best bet. When I open this, you can see all of our tools, including our site, our send to, print, download. This download could be very useful because it will download this as a PDF. The PDF is easier to read, I think, in my opinion. So here we have a very short summary of Democracy and the author. And Poetry for Students is an excellent resource for lots of different things, not just literary criticism. In fact, literary criticism is at the very end. So they have a little information about the author, a little information about the poem, and then we will get into things like themes, topics, style, historical context. So there's lots of interesting things in Poetry for Students, but you guys are looking for the criticisms. So when you go toward the bottom, you will see criticism, including the critic's name and their credentials. So this formatting stuff that you see in the middle is for the HTML version. If you were to download this as a PDF, this would make more sense. The formatting wouldn't look so silly in there. So we have one criticism, and then we continue down, and here's another criticism by another critic. Okay, so that is how to use Poetry for Students. Again, this is a very useful source if your poem is included and if you have a poem and not a short story. If you need more help, use the Ask a Librarian chat box located on the library's page at www.rccc.edu/LRC or email one of your librarians.